How's it going, everybody? So, I see a whole lot of problems with the psychology of the majority of human beings living in our modern society. There are many root causes that I can point out for the vast majority of the ignorance, the drama, and the unnecessary nonsense, the hatred, the fear mongering, and just the pure lack of understanding that spreads all throughout society like a disease. I think there's a lot of things at the core, but one thing in particular is most people, they see themselves as open-minded when in reality they are closed-minded and they are tribalistic. People are very dogmatic, and that is the biggest issue of all. People are dogmatic. They are only open to one side of view, and that is a side that they've bought into, despite the fact that there are hundreds and hundreds of different perspectives and ways of looking at things. You can see this with the racism and the anti-racism battle, which the whole entire thing is just a manifestation and a cause of racism. It all fuels into the same thing that they're trying to remove. For me personally, I see everybody for their character and their logic and their personality, and I don't really care what people are wearing or the color of their skin. I don't care about these things because to me what's important is the things that people think and the things that people say and the way people act. To me, that's the most important thing. I don't care about skin color. But people who are anti-racism a lot of times end up being racist themselves, and they have really strange justifications for it. But it's a tribalistic mindset. It's a dogmatic mindset that keeps them stuck there. And this is just plugs into everything, to all areas. People will see a doctor on YouTube and automatically believe everything he says because he has credentials and because he quotes science and claims that the science backs up what he's saying. And he wears a suit and he has a college degree and he sounds very convincing. And people just eat up everything he says and take it for face value. This is very dangerous when we are wanting to find the truth, which, by the way, it's impossible to find the absolute truth. We can only know, we can only have the best possible assumption as to what the truth could be based on the collection of all evidence and perspectives combined as a collective. But you know, people take things for face value instead of questioning them and seeing everything as a perspective, as a way of looking at something. That's why you have all these vegans who watch Forks Over Knives or What the Health and automatically believe all that crap, and then you hear them criticizing meat eaters and claiming like that they're drinking cow pus and dead corpses and this and that. And the dead corpses thing is true, obviously, but cow pus is a half truth. And it's like they're spewing ignorance, and they're just regurgitating information that they heard from somebody else. And the truth of the matter is, every single diet group has a guru that's just as credible as the other diet groups. Veganism, paleo, ketogenic diets, they all have some type of medical doctor that's just as established as all the others. Yet, people believe everything that one Diaguru says just because he seems extremely credible and yada yada, has a degree and all this prestige and whatnot. And it's really disturbing when I look at it, because it just shows you that, I don't know, I guess 85% of all human beings in society seem to lack critical thinking. They don't take things with a grain of salt. And they value medical degrees and credentials so much that they just take everything that these experts say as truth. And another thing, and this goes into everything, that, like, news reporters, like, oh my god, like, on the news they said, Trump is a murderer, or oh my god, like, on the news they said Hillary Clinton is, working for the NWO or something. Alex Jones said 9/11 was a hoax, and I'm not arguing for or against any of this. I'm just giving you guys examples. People are like, oh my god, like, it's so true, and they start getting cracked out on conspiracy theories. Like, oh god, I gotta let everyone know. I gotta share these police brutality videos with the world, and it's like all this dogma. And you don't sit down and really think about, is this true? Is this not true? And usually it's, well, it could be true, but it might not be true. It's usually in the middle. There's usually probability involved. Like, cholesterol is associated with heart disease, but does it cause heart disease? How do we know this? How convincing is the data? People don't read the studies. People just assume, like, oh, everyone says cholesterol is bad for you, so it's probably true. Or they read the title of the study and just believe it without reading the methodology and seeing who's funding it and whatnot. And what type of study it is. Is it a population study, or is it a clinical trial? And if it's a clinical trial, where there are pharmaceutical drugs involved, were they taking statin drugs and changing their diet, or are they just changing their diet? People don't look at these things, and this is why the vast majority of people that you will encounter on the internet and in person are ignorant and don't know what they're talking about. And it's really bad that the vast majority of people who they're just mascots for a particular belief system that they got from someone else. Like, they just repeat everything their mom said, or repeat everything that Dr. Berg said, repeat everything that their preacher said about their religion. And they're just a mascot for that belief system. They're not even themselves anymore. They're just a walking mascot for all these different beliefs, for whatever books they've read, for whatever guru they've read. And it's like these groups, like these diet tribes or religions, are just using these people. And really, it's the person, the human. It's the person's fault. It's the religion and whatnot. It's not even using the person, because the person chooses to be a walking mascot. The person chooses to be used by Dogma, and they can't see it. They're too blind to realize, oh shit, I don't even understand what I'm saying. I'm just repeating the things I say. It's very, very important to seek understanding of your beliefs rather than just assume that they're true and just repeat them. Most people cannot explain the logic behind the things that they think. They can't explain why they think what they think. And that's ignorance. That's dogma. That's counterproductive to living your fullest potential. And it's just going to cause problems. It's going to fuel unhealthy habits and unhealthy practices. And it's just going to really eat you up from the inside out. And this is a big problem with society. And it's causing a lot of our largest problems in the world that we're facing in this game we call life. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you soon.